Wanna take a ride in Batista's old Cadillac? No, really, really. Let me help you. Where are you going? That book's not gonna help you. Let me help you. Come on, I'll take you. No problem. You're gonna love the ride. If you like seafood, I could take you to Hemingway's favorite watering hole. El Floridita. That's where he used to drink his mojitos. It's the best lobster in all of Havana. Really, delicious. They have oysters, turtle. Oh, did you hear that when our great El Papa Fidel, hold on 1 second, our leader was presented with a Galapagos turtle. He asked, how long does it live? 400 years. So Fidel hands it back. 400 years! That's the trouble with pets. You get attached to them, and then they die on you. He never dies.
In what city? Havana, Cuba. And what is today's date? And Tracy, what year? Yes, 2001. All right. Now take out your books, please. Today we're going to study the life of Jose Marti. You cannot call yourself a cubano, any of you, until you know the story of Jose Marti. Jose Marti died fighting for the freedom of Cuba.
on now. Come on. Yeah. The crow's nest.
Fidel, Raúl, the sailors are pissing on Jose Marti's statue. Come on!
Hey, Stewie, look at me.
Looking good.
No Jimbo.
Hey, Matt, come on up here.
Arturo! Get that one up there. No.
Yeah, me, take my picture.
Oh, hold on, it's a helmet. Get the picture and go!
My personal apologies for the inexcusable behavior of a half dozen of our boys who frankly had a few too many rum
We don't
and
want your
cokes.
apologies.
Just give us the marineros who did it.
I assure you we do not take lightly the nearly sacred importance to your country of the memory of, Jose Marti. Yes, please try to remember the many years of friendship between our countries and the help we gave you in winning your independence from Spain.
Country, our history, the truth. 1898, after 30 years of fighting for our freedom, after Jose Marti, can you say his name now? Jose Marti and 50,000 of my people, of our people, who have given their lives to be free from the law of Spain. Do you know what happened then, Ambassador? Your president, Roosevelt. Yes, we do not forget his name. He stole our independence from us. More history for you, who came out of our war with an empire from the Philippines to Puerto Rico. Shall we tell him? Yes!
Who's that?
No idea, sir. Who, for the last 50 years, have seized our land and stolen our sugar and turned us into people who have nothing that is our own because it belongs to you! Are you all right? She's fine.
Juzgan cuando yo vuelvo a bailar.
My brother's staying for dinner.
Hola.
Just in time.
Radio CNQ, the time is now 8 o'clock, and we have the pleasure of bringing into your homes, once again, the voice of the Orthodox Party, Senator Dr. Eduardo Chivas.
Damas y caballeros, I have talked to you every Sunday through these microphones at CNQ to protect the interests of all the people of Cuba. I will continue to protect those interests for you tonight. People of Cuba, it has come to my attention that Education Minister Arleano Sanchez Arango has diverted 3 million pesos to the construction of his private pleasure palace in Guatemala. 3 million pesos that we, the people of Cuba, so desperately need. Next Sunday night, at this time, I will reveal the documents that bear witness to this mortal crime. Next Sunday night, Minister Sanchez Arango, you will have to answer to the mothers of the children of Cuba. Until then, this is Eddie Chivas, signing off. As always, honor against greed.
Next Sunday, and he brings the whole house down.
They don't kill him first.
Just let them try. Just let them try.
Where do we put the other flyers we had?
We're going to create a human wall around him.
Eddie?
I don't have the evidence. It was promised me for tonight.
From who?
Some of Prio's men led me to believe they wanted Arango brought to justice. I thought I could trust them, but they crossed me. They have set me up.
Cancel the broadcast.
How can I? I cannot.
Then what are you going to say? Eddie, listen to me. What are you going to say?
This is Radio CNQ. The time is now 8 o'clock, and we have the pleasure of bringing into your homes, once again, the voice of the Orthodox Party, Senator Dr. Eduardo Chivas.
Despite the constant depredations of Batista, of Carlos Prio, the true sensibility of the Cubano people has not been dulled. Because of our geographical situation and the rich magnitude of our soil, and above all...
What's he doing? Why isn't he coming out with the proof?
He will.
Cuba has her place.
He's not even talking about it.
But her destiny must come true. We have had our historical destiny frustrated because of the corruption of our rulers. Ruler after ruler, year after year. We must never again be ruled by this government, corrupt to the bone. Nor must we vote for Batista.
We apologize for the interruption of our transmission. In order to comply with regulations, no political programs must go over its allotted time.
He lived for 1,000 years and then gave the rest to the Yankees.
He's of the air, and he doesn't know they cut him off.
Party, people of Cuba, arise! People of Cuba, in the name of economic independence, political liberty, and social justice, wake up! Wake up! Wake up! This is my last knock at your door.
Jesus!
I was in the radio studio. I helped to bring him in. I'm a lawyer. I have been campaigning for him.
Yes, I've heard of you. Natalia Revuelta de Fernández. Can you tell Dr. Fernández that his wife is here, please? Sí, señora.
Your husband isn't there?
He's a heart specialist. And Eddie is a very good friend of ours. Whatever happens now, Agramonte will take over. I've heard very good things about your work for the Orthodox Party. Perhaps you will give me your address, and I will send you an invitation to dinner with us.
Yes, thank you.
I am very sorry to say that the injuries of Dr. Eduardo Chibas are too severe. He is not going to survive. I cannot give you any more information at this moment. I am sorry. You can come in and see him now.
I am sure we will meet again.
My address?
Yes, thank you.
Making a promise to the people of Cuba. So he took the only honorable way out. The shooting of Eddie Chivas tonight was not suicide. This was murder.
That was Fidel Castro, member of the Chivas campaign team, speaking from inside the hospital tonight.
We have no hospital to take our children. Doctors will not even come here.
The most important thing now for you to do, for all of you now, is to vote. With your vote, I will promise you, promise and promise again, that if you elect me to represent you, I will build hospitals and bring doctors to you. Too long have promised clean water, hospitals, doctors, but they kept it all for themselves. And what of our freedom and our land? It's only their freedom and their land. Eddie Chibas was going to give Cuba back to us. But the man who carries the fallen torch of Eddie Chibas, who carries with him the hopes for the future, is Roberto Agramonte.
Mirta, Agramonte is 16 points ahead of the Brio party. 16 points. 1 week left. And Batista is so far behind that he might as well go back to his gangster friends in Miami. Agramonte is going to be the next president.
Carlos Brio has fled the island. But until we have cleansed our beloved country of the corruption and crime that are his legacy, free and honest elections cannot possibly take place.
What is it?
What are you doing? I've been trying to phone you.
The phone is not working.
Haven't you heard the radio?
Hear what?
There's been a coup.
A coup?
Batista. The army's back. The police are in the street right now.
Stay here with Fidelito. You will be all right. Where's my shoes?
Here.
Batista won't hurt you if you tell her. You're from the Diaz-Balart family. You have to say that, all right?
Here. Be careful.
Yes.
See you.
Fidel Castro?
He's not here. He did not come home last night. I'm Mirta Diaz-Balart.
Have you talked to Mirta? I'm going to see her today.
Fidel, you know you shouldn't be taking those risks, right?
Yes.
You know your brother-in-law's working for Batista.
Rafael?
He's in charge of his youth organization.
Nothing will ever change here without revolution.
Consider joining the communists.
Communists? They're not interested in revolution. They run away from action. The only way to get rid of Batista and the only way to change things is to create a revolutionary army. And I don't mean a few guys throwing grenades at the government buildings. I mean an army. It's the only way to stop the coups and the corruption forever. How else do we change things? I need you. I need you to do this with me. What do you think?
Sir, excuse me, sir. My name is Abel. Abel Santamaria. I've been wanting to meet you ever since you jumped on the car at the American Embassy. There is a group of us. 20 of us. We're planning to bring down Batista. Will you meet with us?
What do you mean, bring down?
By any means we can.
Good.
Good.
I believe that now it's the time we can do it. But revolution means that we have to be prepared to sacrifice everything. Every one of us has to give up his own private dreams and desires. From this moment on, our only dream and desire is the liberation of Cuba. Nothing else matters to us. How old are you? 26? 28?
22.
My God, 22. Maybe you wonder if you will marry, who you will marry, what it feels like to be a mother. Tonight, you have to tear all that out of your heart. Pedro, you want to grow old and see a long line of sons and grandsons live and prosper. Tonight, if you are with us, the only legacy you will leave, it's the new Cuba we are going to create. Is it worth the sacrifice of our private dreams? That is what each of us have to decide right now. In 30 seconds. So, is everybody together?
Yes.
Yes.
Fidel Castro. So you finally needed me.
Yes.
Good. Would you like some coffee?
Yes, please.
My husband's at work.
Can you get pamphlets and flyers published?
Yes, I have good contacts with printers, of course.
And if the pamphlets called for an armed insurrection?
Is that the direction you are now going?
It's the only direction. So, if I gave you some of my writings, can you...
Of course.
Thank you.
And you think you can bring Batista down?
Yes.
How?
I don't know. Yet.
You're taking a big risk if you're going to call for armed insurrection.
If you do not take risks, then nothing happens.
No?
Relax the shoulders, Faustino. So we have a communist with us now. You're just in time.
How are you?
All right. Look, where will Batista expect an attack on his army?
Camp Columbia, absolutely.
Always Havana. So we go to Santiago. Here. Moncada.
The barracks?
We attacked the barracks at dawn, the 26th of July. Just in the middle of Santiago Carnival. I don't have much time. I'm leaving for Santiago in an hour.
Santiago? Why Santiago?
Our plan is to take the Moncada barracks.
Oh, my God. Is it possible?
Of course. We have everything planned. The manifesto. Raúl Gómez García has written it.
Wonderful.
We attacked the barracks at dawn. You are the only person in Havana who knows this. As soon as we are inside and the fort is secure, we will call you. And then you release this manifesto to the radio stations, to the newspapers,
yes,
Bohemia.
To everyone,
of course.
Why Moncada?
It has the armory and everything else we need. We can protect the revolution from there, and then it will sweep the country. Everything is planned for an attack at 5:15. In 3 hours and 12 minutes. This moment now is the start of the beginning of the freedom of Cuba. And it is your destiny to be a part of it. Today our movement will triumph. Today, forever, we will be setting an example for the people of Cuba. And from this day, they will pick up our banner and they will move forward to victory with us.
¿Qué pasó?
Don't be afraid. We are not going to hurt you.
Hey, Jesus. Here's the gate. The general's coming.
General? I'll do it.
How are you?
Hey! 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 The armory up there!
Go! 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 Go!
Men out. They're very sick people here.
She's lying. This man is one of the leaders.
Out of the bed! Out of the bed!
No, you can't be buried!
Out of the bed! Move! Out of the bed!
Tell the officers in the barracks they can do whatever they want with those prisoners.
¡Rápido, muévanse!
¿De Santa María? I have something of your brothers here. "19 of my boys died this morning. They would be alive at this moment had it not been for your brother. I will tell them to stop torturing your brother if you tell me who else led this attack." So, do you want us to take out the other eye?
If you took out his eye and he did not tell you anything, do you think I will tell you anything now?
Then you have just killed your brother.
You think it's possible that they made it out of the hospital?
Fortunately, our brave forces under the courageous General Chaviano fought off the cowardly assault which we suspect was backed by foreign or communist plotters. This was a ruthless and unprovoked attack on our young soldiers. We do not know if any of the murderous rebels came out alive.
Were you in Santiago de Cuba on the 26th of July?
Yes, I was.
Did you take part in the attack?
Yes, I did.
So you admit then that you sought to bring about an uprising against the constitutional powers of the state?
In what country is the honorable prosecutor living? The dictatorship that oppresses our nation is not a constitutional power.
Your Honor, please ask the defendant to restrict his replies to a direct answer to the question.
I'm answering the question in the only way I can. The legitimate constitution is that which emanates directly from a sovereign people. The 500,000 farm workers who live in absolute poverty. The 400,000 people whose retirement funds have been embezzled by Batista's officials. The children who died. Do you ask him from how long he has been unemployed? Do you ask him how many children he has? Which days of the week he had food to eat and which days he didn't? Those who steal because they are hungry. But none of the hundreds of men who steal millions from the government has ever spent one single night in jail. I quote from a document precious to the freedom of the United States of America. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to create a new government. I don't fear prison. Neither do I fear those who have tortured and killed 70 of my comrades. Condemn me. It does not matter. History will absolve me.
Fidel Castro, I sentence you to 15 years imprisonment.
15 years. 15 months at the most. Every day I feel my belief in sacrifice and struggle getting stronger. I am not asking for, and I shall never ask for, amnesty. It is a great gift to us that Aide Santa Maria has been released so soon, because this is our opportunity to make our ideas known to the masses. They are now listening to us, because they have seen the slaughter of men who died fighting for the freedom of all of us.
Can I see for the line? Batista killed our compañeros.
Batista's biggest mistake is to keep us alive and imprisoned. Public opinion is behind us, and it can only get stronger.
Is that Batista?
¡Batista, hijo de puta!
Offices, banks. Because never a prospect
que Cuba se desató, nosotros no podemos ignorar, por tanto, reunidos a protestar.
Capitán.
¡Cuba libre!
Establas.
Though I now have light, and I can read and write again, I will never forget the humiliation of sitting alone in the darkness, not knowing if it will be for 1 month, 1 year, 100 years. I kiss all my books, and then counting, I see I have an extra kiss. With that kiss, I remember you, my dearest Nati. Dear Mirta, I have seen Fidelito's report card, and I agree with you that he could be performing more strongly.
Mirta's filing for a divorce. And she's leaving the country at the end of the week.
Where is she going?
United States.
With Fidelito?
Of course.
She's taking Fidelito to the United States?
No, she's not.
Fidel, she's on.
No, she's not. My son brought up in the United States. She can go where the hell she wants. But Fidelito stays in Cuba.
The alliance between ourselves and our partners, the United States of America, has never been so strong and so beneficial. A trading partnership, a social partnership, and a military partnership that is the envy of all the islands of the Caribbean. Never in our history has Cuba been more economically healthy.
We should have killed him, not captured him. Now we are stuck with him.
The longer we keep him in prison, the more popular he becomes. If we drive him into exile, the CIA would then be able to help us control him and make sure he never comes back.
Okay. You better let him go.
Again, please, Fidel.
Thank you. Por acá, Fidel. Gracias.
We will continue the struggle for the freedom of the people of Cuba. The war against poverty and despotism will continue. The lives of many of our dear friends have been sacrificed and must never be forgotten. Every man here in front of you is prepared to lay down his life for the freedom of Cuba. And today, I announce the founding of the movement of 26th of July, dedicated to the men whose blood was shed at the heroic assault on the Moncada. This is just the beginning!
Batista has plans to assassinate me.
I expect he has.
Raúl has gone to Mexico.
And you are going to?
Yes, but I will be back. I will train an army there.
He should never have released you.
Does not matter what he does. He will lose, sooner or later. Mexico is where we prepare for victory.
Would you like me to come with you?
Of course.
You haven't asked.
Of course I would. Can you? I didn't think that you... Oh, that's it. Come with me. Next week.
I cannot.
Why?
I'm pregnant. And it's your child.
Maria's actually married to this wonderful guy, Avelino. He's a wrestler. He's very good. He has a friend who's also a wrestler. His name is Vanegas Arroyo. He is a wonderful man. He's sitting right over there. He said he'd help us train, but he's also a printer. And he said that he'd print for us anything we need. Right now, we have this cheap little room in a downtown hotel, but it's nice and it's clean, and we can use it as long as we want.
All you're talking about is the biggest group in history.
Look at Batista. He's the worst man for Cuba and he's his dictator. In my country, Argentina, it is almost the same. It's almost the same. Everywhere in Latin America, it is the same. The worst rise to the top always. Because every one of these dictators have one thing in common. You, the Yankees. Everything you do is done for the profits of your companies.
That's why the Soviet Union is
interested. I mean, Raúl thinks
in...
that the Soviet Union will be the savior of Latin America, but that's not. We Latins must create our own destiny. Not alone, but together. Everywhere in Latin America, everyone, Guatemala, Venezuela, Argentina, Chile, Cuba. Do you know Neruda?
No.
At the sound of the trumpet, everything was ready on earth. And Jehovah divided the world to Coca-Cola Incorporated, Anaconda, Ford Motors,
But the juiciest slice of all was kept for the United Fruit Company.
Who wrote it?
Pablo Neruda.
Why haven't I heard that before?
Everything and everyone where Fidel and I come from is owned by the United Fruit Company.
Yes, I love that poem. My name is Fidel Castro.
Ernesto Guevara.
Che. We just call him Che.
Welcome to Mexico.
I am here for one reason only. To form a revolutionary army, to train it, and make it so disciplined that it cannot be defeated. By the end of the next year, I will return to Cuba with my army, and I will overthrow Batista's regime and announce the new revolutionary government of Cuba. That is what will happen.
I told you he was shy and lacked confidence.
Every Cuban should know what we're doing and support us. Every Cuban. But I like what you said before. Not just every Cuban, but every Latin American. My revolution first, then yours.
Of course.
We land in Oriente, in an area between Niquero on the west coast and Pilon on the south coast. There are beaches all along the coastline. Yeah. I have everything planned. The tidal charts, the terrain, the group on land coordinating our arrival led by Celia Sanchez. As soon as we are sure, I take my army to the Sierra Maestra when we engage guerrilla warfare. All I need now is food, money, clothes, boats. And a few boats, and then we will win.
Of course we will win. It's inevitable.
It looks like it's been underwater for 30 years. It sunk in a hurricane in '53.
Is this the best you can get?
It's the best deal I can get for you, Money.
How long will it take to get it seaworthy?
2 months. No, how can that ever be seaworthy for 1,000 miles of open sea?
How many people can it hold?
If you're taking it along the coast, 25 would be safe enough.
No, we need a boat for 100. We're not gonna get anything any bigger.
2 months is too long. It has to be ready by the 25th.
I will see what I can do.
We will have 10 safe houses, 10 men to each house. Discipline will be ruthless. No alcohol, no phone calls, no visitors.
I guess I'm sleeping on the floor, huh? Aye.
Alberto Bayo will to all the world be a professor visiting you to give you English lessons, when in fact, he will be training you in guerrilla warfare. He trained the brigades in the Spanish Civil War.
Go! And go! Get your position. And go. Cut! Come on! Higher! Higher! Higher!
What are you doing?
I can't.
You have to keep going. Come on, get up.
These marches are too long.
I don't... Come on, get up.
Get off of me! Coño!
Raúl. If you do not get up right now, you will be arrested for insubordination and court-martialed.
No.
Everybody! Back to camp!
Discipline is everything. The revolution cannot triumph without absolute discipline.
We must show an example to the others. Bayo, you teach us this all the time.
Yes, I do.
If Che can march with asthma, then there is no reason...
But it is not good politics to shoot him.
Politics? We have to shoot him. If we show the others that we ourselves are weak in our determination, then we will fail for sure.
Of course, there has to be discipline.
That is why every day I force it into their brains and why his actions cannot be tolerated. But you have another, bigger problem if you shoot him. What if the police find the body?
Soy un hombre sincero.
Then we make sure that they don't find the body. Oh, you can't be sure. Suspicion of murder will be enough.
Y antes de morirme, yo quiero
I say we execute him.
cantar mis versos del alma.
So then you agree that we should execute him?
Well, if we let him live, then he might turn against us. And then the revolution and our lives may be lost. There is much to lose. So I say yes.
I will work 20 hours a day. I will do every chore in the camp. I will do the work of all the soldiers so that they are free to train. But please, I beg of you, let me fight for the freedom of Cuba.
You're lucky to be alive. I would have shot you myself. But maybe now, you will have the chance to prove yourself.
Gracias. Gracias. Ay.
We cannot take any more men, Fidel. That is 82, including us. That's already far, far too many. I cannot sail this boat if you put even one more man on board.
Stop there!
At the Colorado Beach, near Bellic in 5 days, at dawn of November 30th. An armed unit of the underground, led by Celia Sanchez, will meet us at the landing point and guide us into the mountains. ¡Viva la Revolución!
Celia. Celia.
They left.
All the safe houses are empty. He's left Mexico.
Have you informed the Air Force?
Yes.
Also reinforce the Santiago garrison. Have them put on alert.
Yes.
Good. I think that should be enough.
They have probably seen Batista's planes patrolling off the coastline.
What has happened to you?
These bandages, I've had them for years.
For what?
My bones.
My bones are too weak. You see, deformity from my childhood. That's why I could not go on marching in the mountains. It hurt me too much.
Why didn't you tell us?
Because you wouldn't let me on the boat. You knew I wasn't fit enough.
Fidel!
Our position is wrong. If those buoys are right, we are not heading for the beach.
So where are we heading?
I don't know.
Let's call it off.
Vamos.
Ana Mauricio, contigo.
What was that?
This is it. We have landed.
Landed. This is a shipwreck.
Carry only your personal weapons. Everything else must be left here. All right.
Buenos días. Buenos días. The forces of the Cuban people, under the command of General Pedro Avila, have today annihilated the expeditionary force of the so-called 26th of July movement, along with its chief, Fidel Castro. 30 years old. Many of the bodies of the other rebels have also been found, including that of Fidel Castro's brother, Raúl. Their bodies will now be returned to Havana.
It is still 20 miles to the mountains. We can rest here until nightfall. When we get to the mountains, we will be safe. The revolution will be safe. We are going to win.
Batista is lying. I saw the attack from the mountains, and I know that some of them got away to the cane fields.
Fidel?
He was not one of the men I saw shot.
Is everybody searching for them?
Everyone. But Batista's soldiers are all over the hills. It is a question of who finds them first.
My name is Alejandro. Do you have any food I can buy?
Fidel. My son is Guillermo Garcia. Under the command of Celia Sanchez. We have been all looking for you and praying that you have survived. And carrying food with us, hoping to find you. Go, tell Guillermo that Fidel Castro is here.
Vente!
He's in the mountains, searching for you. How many are you?
3.
Guillermo Garcia.
Universo, Faustino, Guillermo.
What's for dinner, eh?
Calixto!
Cándido.
Cándido.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, Mandante.
Big boy.
The people support you because there is no way out for us without the revolution. We have no doctors, no schools, no medicine, no rights, nothing.
All these men are willing to join your army.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Good to see you. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you okay? Yeah.
How many rifles do you have?
Didn't I tell you? His first words.
5. And we have 2. Now we will win the war! We need to mount an attack. We need a victory. Otherwise, who will believe we are an army?
Most important of all, we need to show the people what we are fighting for. Are there any land overseers in this area? Do you know them? I know their names. Everyone does. There are 3 of them who have terrorized us for years. We should execute them. Then the people will believe that we are fighting for them,
not for ourselves.
Shusho Osorio is one of the land overseers. The worst of the three. He may not look like it, but this man has terrorized every peasant in this area. Stolen from them, beaten them, and killed. Every Friday afternoon, he drinks himself stupid with the soldiers in the barracks at La Plata.
Stop there. Colonel Gomez from the Rural Guard.
Colonel, yes, sir.
We're looking for the leader of the rebel army, Fidel Castro.
Castro?
Have you heard anything?
No, not here. He's dead. Dead?
Where?
That's when I made him. Others I have found, oh yes.
Who have you found?
Who have I found?
The rebels you have found, name them.
Yes, well, one actually. One I have found.
I'm Colonel Gomez from the Rural Guard. Tell me his name now.
I remember his name. No, I don't. I don't know his name. But we took his head off.
All right. Get off your mule. Take his hands. Listen. Listen. You are going to stay here. And when you're sober, you're going to tell us the layout of the barracks. Where the soldiers sleep, where they eat, where they keep watch. You're going to tell us everything. Maybe, perhaps, when you are sober, you will remember what you just said to Fidel Castro.
Vamos.
What are we going to do with them?
Let them go.
Why don't we kill them?
Why? They are not our enemies. Let them go. Che, give them your medicine back. Let them go and look after the injured.
No, we need those medicines. I'm not gonna...
No, we don't. We have no casualties. Give them the medicine and let them go. That's how we're doing it.
Fidel, you
can't. That's the way we are doing it. You are free to go.
Gracias.
Now tell them to kill him. Then we can go.
Shoot him.
Norma, this is Alejandro. Do you copy? Over.
That's an army truck. Heading for the garrison of Bayamo. Shoot the driver. Good.
Fidel, we made contact with Celia. Norma, this is Alejandro hearing you. Over?
How are you? It is wonderful to hear your voice. We are very excited to make contact with you. Over.
And at last I have the chance to thank you. Over.
We are so pleased that you are alive. I have a message to find you a reporter. What kind of a reporter? Over.
Yeah. I want everybody in Cuba to know I'm not dead. That our army is secure in the mountains, more than secure, invincible. So can you organize the reporter? Who is the most famous reporter in the United States? Over.
The best for you is Herbert Matthews. He's with the New York Times. He covered the Spanish Civil War. Over.
Are you a journalist, Mr. Matthews? I'm a businessman. I'm taking a look at a sugar refinery I'm thinking of buying. No journalists are allowed east of Santa Clara. Step out of the vehicle.
Stay there. We are from the Matanza Sugar Association. And when this American gentleman goes back to New York to report that the political climate in Cuba is unhealthy for foreign investment, I will make sure your superiors find out it was you who taught him that. So now please let me get past before I report this matter to Havana.
And this gentleman from the New York Times, are we keeping him waiting?
Yes.
Good. Keep him waiting a little longer. Make it more exciting for him. Raúl. Go to Matthews. Tell him to come for the night. Invent the raid from Batista's forces, which we have successfully repelled. And give him some shooting tonight.
Fidel, if you give him too many stories, he's not gonna write it down. He's not.
None of it is untrue. It's just not true yet. Let him write. We have the mastery of the Sierra Maestra.
Señor Matthews.
Yes.
Universo Sánchez. The comandante is arriving.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Sierra Maestra. I'm sorry you have to wait.
Not at all.
Today, the revolution is in the mountains. Tomorrow it will be in the cities. When the people of Havana and Santiago learn that we have defeated Batista here, they will know that we will defeat him everywhere.
You truly believe you can defeat him here?
Of course. Of course we will defeat him here.
It was announced just the day I flew into Havana that Batista had taken delivery of 16 B-26 bombers.
Yes, from your country.
The forces available to him.
We are expecting a massive aerial attack against us at any moment. But as you can see, it's impossible for them to find us all in these mountains. The only way that they can logistically defeat us is on the ground. But how can they do this if they don't know the ground? And we know every inch of it. We shall come down from these mountains as a new revolutionary government of Cuba.
And good. There, I think it.
Matthews. He's ready.
So you are Celia Sanchez. Your organization in Manzanillo is very efficient. You don't seem to be betrayed by anyone.
We have a very loyal unit.
Good. There are only 18 of us here. One betrayal, then one attack from Batista, and we're finished. We need recruits.
We are already training soldiers in the cities in Oriente. They will be ready to join you soon. As for weapons and ammunition, Faustino is hopeful of getting supplies in Havana. What else do you need?
Cigars.
The movement must never listen to the communists. The revolution is here. The heart is here.
No, it is not. Not yet. We have to make it here. That is what I'm telling you. How can you have a perspective of what is going on beyond these mountains? It's impossible. What you need is someone you can trust, who can be here and who can travel to the cities. Someone who can keep you in touch, with your eyes and your ears in the cities. And then your judgment and your planning will be right there as well as here. And then the heart of the revolution will be here.
Fidel Castro, the rebel leader of Cuba's youth, is alive and fighting hard and successfully in the rugged, almost impenetrable fastness of the Sierra Maestra. President Fulgencio Batista has the cream of his army around the area.
Thousands of men and women are heart and soul with Fidel Castro. Throughout Cuba, unemployment is high. Corruption is rife. Castro and his 26th of July movement is the flaming symbol of the opposition to the regime.
It is a revolutionary movement that calls itself socialistic, offering a new deal to Cuba, radical, democratic, and therefore anti-communist. The personality of the man is overpowering. It was easy to see that his men adored him and also to see why he has caught the imagination of the youth of Cuba all over the island. Here was an educated, dedicated fanatic, a man of ideals, of courage, and of remarkable qualities of leadership.
He has the mastery of the Sierra Maestra.
He has the mastery of the Sierra Maestra.
Simple. We need anti-aircraft weapons.
Where do we get anti-aircraft weapons?
The president of Costa Rica offered us guns. We can go to them.
And how do we get weapons from Costa Rica to here?
I have a friend. He's a member of our movement in Manzanillo, has done a lot of work for us. He's a rice planter and he has a pilot's license, so he could fly the arms into his farm. I know he would do this. He would do anything for the movement. His name is Matos.
When Celia came to me with the news you had attacked the Moncada, I heard your name for the first time. And I said to her, today democracy was reborn in Cuba. And its name is Fidel Castro.
Today its name is Matos.
And the voice of Fidel Castro coming to you from the heart of the Sierra Maestra in the first free territory of the Americas.
We are an army that will not be defeated. From this moment, the country should consider itself in total war against the dictatorship. The entire nation is determined to be free or to perish.
To counterattack, Raúl, you will take 65 men and defend Sierra Cristal. Camilo, you will take 50 men and attack Batista here at Bayamo. Uber, you will command troops protecting La Comandancia. And Che, you will take charge of the central zone. One small victory after one small victory, again and again, and they will not have the stomach to fight on, whereas we will fight to the death.
¡Brother!
Nosotros somos el pueblo cubano y ustedes son la dictadura. Ustedes podrían estar de nuestro lado. ¿Ustedes creen que merecen la vida? ¿Tú crees que merecen la vida, idiota?
1,000 soldiers have died attacking the liberators of Cuba. How many more lives must be lost before Batista surrenders to the will of Cuba? Must he lose 10,000 soldiers before he submits to the inevitable victory of the revolution?
Nobody move!
They don't listen.
Today, commandos led by Camilo Cienfuegos, after a 6-week heroic march through the provinces of Oriente and Camagüey, marched victoriously into the province of Las Villas. Everywhere, soldiers of Batista's army are now joining and fighting with the revolution.
Yes!
Delivering the final blow to Batista's forces, commandos led by Che Guevara have captured and destroyed an armored supply train and now march triumphantly into the city of Santa Clara. Today, and they are now advancing triumphantly on Santiago. The triumphant revolutionary forces now have the support of the landowners, businessmen and industrialists of Oriente. This is the voice of Radio Rebelde and the victorious army of the revolution.
Our proposal is for a junta led by General Cantillo, to whom you will formally hand over the reins of government before your departure. The junta will receive every military and financial assistance from the CIA. That will at least save us, and Cuba, from Castro.
To the United States-backed junta of General Cantillo, The revolutionary forces of Cuba order you to surrender. If there is no surrender by 6 o'clock today, this evening, you will be attacked. Revolution, yes. Military coup, no.
In our view, a military coup is now unsustainable. We can no longer give you our support, either publicly or clandestinely.
Batista has fled the country!
Of the government were seen scrambling aboard planes early this morning.
You to stay here to secure Santiago.
Are you flying to Havana?
I will march there.
The war is not over. The war has not even begun. Now, we launch our greatest offensive against corruption, illiteracy, disease, hunger, exploitation, injustice. This is a revolution for schools, for teachers, for hospitals, for doctors. This is a revolution for the people. Neither capitalism nor socialism, but revolutionary humanism. A revolution as Cuban as the palms. Not a red revolution, but an olive green revolution. A democratic revolution of the poor and for the poor.
Any chance a hungry soldier could get a steak and some grilled onions? This is good. This is very, very good.
¿Le gustó?
Sí. Gracias.
So, what can we do first? Do you think we should cut your rents in half? What else? Tell me. What do you want from me?
Pues,
You can't sit there.
That is where Che is sitting.
Can we get some coffee?
Coffee's coming.
All right, let's sit down. First law of the new revolutionary government of Cuba. Every Cuban male must wear a beard. Do we need to take a vote? Look, telegrams, all from foreign companies, wanting to know if their investments and contracts are safe. They will have to wait. Because in this revolution, we will always go to the people first. That is our first law. And we will tell them what we are intending to do. And we will ask them, is this what you want? A true people's democracy. That is how Cuba is to be governed now.
We have a meeting this afternoon with the directors of the National Bank, and they want to know who they'll be meeting.
Who's a good economist?
Che? ¿Qué ve tú, Che?
Economist? No, I don't know anything about banking.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said who's a good communist.
Well, you can't give him a good economist, you give him a good communist.
Absolutely. Che, you do it. Introduce yourself as the new president of the National Bank of Cuba.
You certainly look like the president of a national bank, eh?
People of Cuba, as from today, the rents from your landlords will be cut in half. Under the law of agrarian reform, no landowner will ever again evict you from the land you have worked with your own hands. No longer will the exploiters and foreigners in our country live off the sweat and suffering of the people. We will build 10,000 classrooms, and we will train 10,000 teachers. Under Fulgencio Batista, 40% of Cuba could not read or write. Under Fidel Castro, everyone will read and write. We will train 10,000 more doctors. Free medical care will be a guaranteed right of every Cuban citizen. Students in the city will teach the workers in the country. And in the fields, an army of urban workers will join the peasants in planting a ring of coffee plantations around the city of Havana. Within 10 years, we will rival Mexico in coffee production.
What about elections?
What about elections? What about elections, Uber?
That is the question I'm being asked.
Why are you bringing this up now?
Because we promised to return democracy to Cuba when we were fighting in the Sierra.
We are here in government because we promised to build the people hospitals and schools, and because we promised to give the land back to them. And that is what we're doing now. We must keep that promise to the people first.
What is more democratic than that? The revolution first.
Yes, but we did also promise elections.
We will keep our promise. We will always keep our promises to the people. Next item.
We have the names of men responsible for carrying out Batista's political murders. What are we going to do?
We set up tribunals and put them on trial immediately.
And we execute them. Anyone who resists us. Again, this is the first task of the revolution, to keep the revolution. If we don't get rid of our opponents now, they will come back and kill us.
She's right.
So we must kill them first.
It's the only course of action.
I have a question for you, people of Cuba. Should I be Commander-in-Chief of the armed forces? Should the armed forces be the armed forces for and of the revolution? Should we put those who are against the revolution on trial for their lives?
Raise your hand if you agree that Batista's murdering henchmen must be executed.
The jury of 1 million has voted.
Welcome. We are the government, and we still have to meet illegally. This meeting is absolutely off the record. Any mention of it to anyone outside this room will have serious consequences. You all understand this? Good. Because I invite you here as our comrades, as comrades of the revolution. The question that I'm asking is, how do we now transform Cuba into a Marxist-Leninist society? That is my question. And that is our task in the years ahead. That is the future of Cuba, which will secure the revolution for generations to come. Nationalization of all industry, the creation of state farms, and the abolition of the private enterprise. Your task is to turn policy into practice. But let me make it very clear for you now. If you, as the Communist Party, wish to play a role in the future of Cuba, the new communist state will be under my control. We will not reform under you, but you reform under me.
Cuba marches triumphantly on. $1 billion of Yankee-owned property has now been returned to the people. The program of nationalization is almost complete. Our beloved Fidel has announced that all oil refineries will be seized by the Revolutionary Council and put into public ownership. With our sugar plantations, our mills, our farms, our mines, our utilities, our factories, and now our refineries in the control of the revolution, Cuba's destiny is in our own.
This is the outline of the classes at the Revolutionary Instruction School. All your recruits have to attend. Party construction, ideological struggle, scientific Marxism, and atheism. This is Stalin. I cannot teach my recruits all this. I have to do something. Say something.
What is the worst that can happen?
I will have to resign.
And then what?
I will be cutting sugarcane for the rest of my life. I do not want to become an obstacle to the revolution. But I believe that if I'm forced to choose between falling into line or withdrawing from my role as governor of the province of Camagüey, so as not to do harm, the most honorable and revolutionary action for me is to leave. I know I have the support of my officers in writing this to you. It seems right for me to point out that greater men become smaller when they start to be unjust. Please, in the name of our fallen comrades, in the name of all our people, Fidel, do not bury the revolution. I write to you not as Major Uber Matos, but as your longtime friend.
What is he plotting? A rebellion against us.
He doesn't say that in the letter.
If there is an officer rebellion in Camagüey, that is just what the CIA and the counter-revolution
All he's saying is he's wanting to resign, to go quietly.
Resignation itself, it's a betrayal of the revolution.
He worked tirelessly for me when you were in Mexico, and all through the Sierra. He couldn't have done more for the revolution. He has been the most loyal comrade.
But he is not loyal now! Call Camilo and tell him to go to Camagüey to take command of the forces there. And put Ubermatos under arrest.
Go and get your mother. Camilo. Come on in. This way.
Apart from my orders to arrest you, 15 of your officers are also to be arrested.
My officers? Why?
Because they have also resigned.
Resigning is not an offense for which people should be arrested. Don't you think that? Camilo, don't you?
Look, there is a lot of counter-revolutionary activity going on in the country. A lot of plotting against...
He's just resigning, Camilo. That's all he's doing.
Look, as far as I know, there is not even a plan for a trial.
A trial for resigning? I hope not.
Then why are you arresting him?
Fidel's orders. Any type of criticism of the
This
revolution...
was a private letter to a friend. A compañero. I have no intention in publishing this letter. And neither should he.
You rose up magnificently and fought in the name of reason and justice. But now I fear that if you take this path, you will be destroying your own work. You will be burying the revolution.
We have a clear and absolute policy on acts of betrayal.
We cannot kill him as if he was one of Batista's executioners. Why don't we just let him resign and go quietly?
Because he's betraying Fidel and the revolution.
I dare he won't go quietly. He will go to Miami, then what will he do? The CIA will give him and his family whatever he wants, and he will return this time with more arms against us. Don't be stupid about this. Never has any revolution succeeded without absolute discipline.
What do you think, Celia? He's been a good friend of yours for years. You introduced him to the revolution.
He's a sincere and honest man.
Aye.
Oh, what's relevant to
Well,
that, Batista?
however, Raul, Che is right.
Any dissent to the revolution is a threat to the revolution.
But we all know Uber Matos. He would have given his life for you, Fidel. You must remember when there were just 3 of us before the Moncada, before anything. You said the revolution will not devour its children. Now what are we doing? Are we any different from Batista if we punish him?
Either Uber Matos is a traitor or Fidel Castro's a liar. Are you calling Fidel a liar?
Martí taught us that the first duty of each man is to think for himself. Are we now against Martí as well? Surely Uber has a right to think for himself. We are all followers of Martí. Are we all to disagree with that?
The duty of a true revolutionary is, first of all, be loyal to the revolution. If Uber denounces the revolution, then it may let in other forces to destroy it. If the revolution dies before its first birthday, what did your brother give his life for?
Jay is right.
While we are building hospitals and training doctors so that every person in Cuba will have the best medical care in the world, Mayor Uber Matos and 15 officers under his command were conspiring against us. We cannot tolerate conspirators against the revolution.
We cannot tolerate conspirators against the revolution. Traitors of Cuba, destroying the morale of the army, threatening all our programs for schools and hospitals. So I ask you, people of Cuba, defenders of the revolution, I come back to you to ask you the question. What shall we do with those who betrayed the revolution? Should we put them to death? We will defend the revolution! We will defend the revolution! At all costs, we will defend the revolution!
Now you can show magnanimity. If you save his life, people will love you for that too. If we kill him, no matter how secretly we bury him, somebody will find the grave. Then light candles there and make it a shrine to his memory. Don't make martyrs for another revolution.
I consider myself neither a traitor nor a deserter. My conscience is clear. If this court should find me guilty, I shall accept its decision, even though I might be shot. I would consider it one more service for the revolution.
This court finds the accused guilty of high crimes of treason and conspiracy and sentences him to 20 years.
has been a very difficult time for all of us. For you and for me personally. But from this bitter and difficult ordeal, the revolution has emerged victorious. In every village, in every street, in every city, we will create committees for the defense of the revolution. There will be no place for counter-revolutionaries to hide in Cuba. Why should life in Cuba be any different for writers, artists, movie directors, and poets than it is for soldiers, bus drivers, waiters, and miners? What use is an article about American beatniks to the revolution? That was the last publication. Artists from now on will have the freedom to create art for the masses. Everyone sacrifices themselves for the revolution.
There is a journalist here from Moscow who wants to see you.
Not another one. We have just dismissed 50.
This is not just any journalist. He's very close to Khrushchev.
A gift from the people, from the Soviet Union.
Thank you.
And also from Premier Khrushchev, who has personally watched the direction of your revolution with great interest and admiration. I have instructions of Deputy Premier Anastas Mikoyan to discuss with you the possibility of presenting a Soviet trade fair in Havana.
Maybe we should try the vodka and caviar first. Celia? Yes, I think it will be very interesting for us.
As a first step, perhaps, for diplomatic relations.
Let us first agree to the trade fair. To introduce a new policy, first you go to the people, explain it to them, and then seek their approval.
That sounds like a very good policy.
Lenin.
Of course.
This is good. This is very, very good.
We must expect the savage flow of imperialist fury at every moment. We face an invasion of the parasites who left our beloved country. An invasion paid for by a country that insists on its own sovereign rights and will take up arms against us because we insist on ours. This will not and cannot be tolerated. We will defend this revolution of the humble, by the humble and for the humble, to the last drop of our blood. We shall be victorious. Patria muerte!
Which we used against them were very effective, and therefore the brigade was not able to maintain air supremacy on the beach. The operation was a failure, and that the responsibility rests with the White House.
I have just spoken to Khrushchev.
The Soviets have information that the Yankees are now planning a direct invasion of Cuba. We discussed strengthening our armed forces, Soviet military advisors, and weaponry in Cuba.
So what's he offering?
Strategic nuclear weapons.
Within the past week, unmistakable evidence has established the fact that a series of offensive missile sites is now in preparation on that imprisoned island.
We will not prematurely or unnecessarily risk the course of worldwide nuclear war, in which even the fruits of victory would be ashes in our mouth. But neither will we shrink from that risk. At any time, it must be faced.
Whatever Kennedy says, whatever he decides for his country, we do not stand down from the principle that we have the right to determine what we do in our country. Whatever Kennedy says or does. I will sit down with this guy and talk about anything he wants to talk about.
He seems like a nice guy.
I think we can work things out with this president. But we will not be told what we can do in our own territory.
We have just picked up this announcement Khrushchev has made in Moscow. In order to save the world from nuclear catastrophe, we have given an order to dismantle the arms on Cuban territory and to return them to the Soviet Union.
It has to be U.S. propaganda.
No, I had it was on the phone.
Get him on the phone immediately. Where was our communication with Khrushchev on this?
What time was this broadcast?
8 in the morning Moscow time.
I've had no communication with Moscow for the last 3 days.
These are our allies. It was an agreement between me and Khrushchev.
Make sure that here's the rest of the announcement. In return, we accept the United States' promise that they will never again attack the sovereign territory of the Republic of Cuba or sponsor any attack on the sovereign territory of the Republic of Cuba.
That has to be a victory for us.
How can it be a victory when we were not even part of the negotiations? Put on the television!
It proves that the Soviets are willing to stand behind us.
By standing down to Kennedy.
No, it only proves that the Soviets won't take any risk to attack imperialism anywhere in the world.
And I was not even consulted. These weapons are on our territory, and they are deciding themselves if they keep them here or take them away without talking to me.
This is only a victory for the United States, Fidel.
Khrushchev will now want to make amends. We can take advantage of that, Fidel. We can get the industrial plants we need. We can get the loans we need. We can get the conventional weapons we need. We can make it with the Soviets so that we never again have to rely on the Yankee dollar.
Why is sugarcane production down again? We have had so many volunteers working in the fields. We have all been in the fields.
There have been problems.
What problems?
The transition from private to state farming.
Why? Why should there be problems?
They feel that as they are all getting the same money, why work harder than the next man?
Who's saying that?
That's what they are telling us.
Who?
The workers in the field.
Give me names.
I cannot give you names.
Are you saying that we will not sustain the revolution if the people have no material gain from it?
Your ideology is not being taught correctly. They have to develop a communist consciousness.
They have been taught a communist consciousness, but the Cuban likes to look at the skies and dream.
No Cuban I know.
Why is meat production down?
That is because we told everyone to concentrate in sugar production. Everything else has gone down because of that.
So it is my fault for us, the people, to put all their efforts in the cane fields.
In my view, we are not planning the economy properly. Something goes wrong here, and we all run to fix it. Something else goes wrong there, and we all run to fix it there. We are not using foresight and developing long-term strategies.
What about coffee production?
The land was not suitable for coffee plantation.
Who says that?
I brought in experts to advise us and help.
We don't need advisors who tell me I'm wrong.
The economy is failing because we are not inspiring the people to work for the revolution. All of Cuba has to be a guerrilla army now. They have to understand that work for the revolution, it's a moral imperative. Then the harvest will be up. Then everything will grow. You and your agricultural committee are dismissed.
But you are using
our dialogue, it's over.
Maybe we can ask the Soviets for a loan.
No. The Soviets are part of the problem. Their machinery doesn't work, their spare parts never arrive, and you're just developing a mentality of waiting for them to provide for us. Cuba has to break free from all imperialism, Russian as well as Yankee.
How can we break away from the Soviets when we do all of our trading with them?
The answer is to put more volunteers in the fields, plant more coffee seeds, and develop better cows. And we must not allow counter-revolutionary ideology to infiltrate the planning of the economy. Arrest him for betraying the revolution.
His ideology is destructive to the people he is here to serve.
The history of imperialism has been the history of the exploitation of trade between the poorer African, Asian, and Latin American nations and the imperialists. Socialism exists to put an end to that exploitation.
By using our poorer countries as a source of cheap labor, the masters of the Kremlin have become the accomplices of imperialism.
Why is this Argentine idiot making statements on behalf of our country? What are you going to do about him? He's going to ruin our relationship with the Russians. Then who will we sell our sugar to? We'll have no money, no economy, and once again the Yankees will be out to destroy us.
Yes. Alexeyev.
He can go to hell.
He won't be able to answer the phone now, so just make a note for me, please.
Che has our total support.
Well, he doesn't have mine.
The Soviets are furious with us.
But wasn't I telling the truth?
Telling the truth is not politics. You do not tell your wife everything. You do not tell your children everything. You do not tell your friends everything. And you do not tell your allies everything.
I'm resigning from the government, Fidel. If the Soviets are furious with me, they must have asked you to get rid of me.
You know what my answer to that would be.
But still, I'm resigning from the government. And I'm resigning my citizenship.
No.
I made my decision long before today, Fidel. There is nothing left for me to do here. Revolution is fomenting in Peru, Guatemala, in Argentina, in Africa, in Congo, Angola. In Latin America, we need our independence. And it won't be won with the Russians. It will be won by fighting for socialism ourselves. So I'm going back to the mountains. Back to fighting. If we were to start a war in any country in Latin America, if I trained a guerrilla force here just as you did in Mexico, and took them up to the mountains and created a guerrilla war, then this war will inevitably spread out to the neighboring countries, creating the revolutionary conditions in those countries as well. This would then draw in the Yankees,
And they would never, Fidel, never be able to contain several guerrilla movements in neighboring countries. It would become worse than Vietnam for them. Just one spark in one guerrilla movement, in one mountain range, and the whole thing just... If anyone knows, it can be done.
Where? Where would you go?
To Bolivia.
You could go to Bolivia. Yeah. From Bolivia, you could fan out to Peru, to Chile, to Argentina. First my revolution, then yours. I would talk with the communists in Bolivia, with my friend Mario Monge. We will lay the groundwork for you. You pick the best fighting men and train them here. I will give you everything you need.
We just have to fight our way out.
No good to Cuba. No good to us. And, worst of all for you, no good to the Soviets. There is a training book at the CIA that we use to track down guerrilla units. It's your book. A guerrilla movement cannot be successful without the support of the peasants. Good advice. And you had the support of nobody.
Come on. Shoot me. You're only going to kill a man.
Con permiso.
Ramiro says the CIA had him killed.
Ramiro would be right. But I told him he would be safe. I told him
I will lay the groundwork for him. He trusted me to do that.
It was the Bolivian Communist Party who let him down, not you. It was they who abandoned their support for him.
Che would not have trusted them. But he trusted me. He trusted me to get that right.
de su excelencia, es muy grande tu fuerza, el héroe lleva.
¿Qué tal, compañero? ¿Cómo le va? ¿Qué dice? ¿Cómo va? ¿Estudiando y todo? Eso, ¿qué tal, compañero?
2 hours and 40 minutes. 55 minutes. 1 hour and 20 minutes. 4 hours and 55 minutes standing in line, and that's all I could find to buy.
This will soon stop. Soon we will have enough food.
No steak and no onions.
To pay the education of your grandchildren, to pay doctors.
I know. Sacrifices have to be made. Fidel, don't you remember me?
I remember you.
Do you remember me?
Yes, I remember you. In the kitchen, in Habana Libre. Yeah, the best meal of my life. The best meal of my life. 3 o'clock in the morning, when we entered Habana.
Every night since then, I have prayed for the revolution. For 10 years, every night. And every morning, I wake up and things are worse. My grandson works on the docks. Today, they load a whole boat with canned milk for Vietnam. We don't want our money spent on revolutions in Africa and in Asia. We need the food now, here. Don't interrupt me when I am talking. 10 years ago, you asked us what you could do for us.
Yes.
Well, you can listen to us now. We want to be free to trade among ourselves and to be able to complain about the good-for-nothing party managers without being thrown into prison.
But you are free to complain. What am I gonna do now? Arrest you? And I'm not listening to you now? Celia.
The problem is that we are not working together as a people.
How about we see each
What
other
we
tomorrow
need to
at the
do
office, because here it's a little difficult
is
for me.
work more for the revolution and not for ourselves. What we need is more sacrifices. We have promised the people that we will have enough milk for everyone by the end of this year. These results are worse than ever.
Why aren't the cows producing enough milk?
Because the crossbreeding program has not given us the result we had hoped for.
Nothing to do with it. I set this program up myself. And this cow is the best milk producer in the world!
In theory, yes. But because of the climate and the...
Are you blaming the cow?
No, of course not. It's a wonderful program you have devised for us. What I'm trying to say...
There is nothing wrong with the cow! Our revolution is not a revolution of the bourgeoisie. Our revolution is a revolution of communists. Nobody shed his blood here, fighting against the tyranny, fighting against the imperialists,
against bandits and bankers in order to establish the right of somebody to make 50 pesos selling hot dogs and fried eggs. 58,012 businesses in Cuba are still privately owned. Today, I announce the Great Revolutionary Offensive, the entire elimination of private businesses in Cuba. The last remnants of bourgeoisie will be liquidated in this heroic offensive.
How is she?
This may be the last time you will see her.
You have been very wonderful to me.
I want you to listen to me. You must not interrupt me. You must listen to me. When I tell you that you are losing touch with the people, it is not that they have stopped loving you. It is the nature of power. Being in power for so long. You are losing touch with people's dreams, what they want in life. They have doctors, they have schools. And for that, they will always be grateful. But you are not giving them what they want now. Do not make them wait for you to die. Do not make them look upon you as a dictator. Are you listening to me?
Yes. I will never lose touch with the people. I promise you.
Fidel Castro is alive and well, despite at least 8 CIA plots to kill him, and one plan to undermine his image by making his beard fall out.
Certain in my heart that I will be the first American president to set foot on the soil of a free and independent Cuba.
Their own economy disintegrating, the Soviets pulled the plug.
No one can recall shortages as great as today's. They say the American embargo is to blame. Do you have the questions written down?
Are the Straits of Florida, about 100 miles of choppy, shark-infested waters between Florida and Cuba. Estimates are that for every 1 Cuban who makes it alive, 2 do not. That would mean so far this year, 400 Cubans could have died in the treacherous waters.
For 40 years, we have been the target of your assassination plots, your mercenary invasions, your military attacks, insurrections planned and paid for by your CIA. For 40 years, you have declared economic and political war on us. You have done everything to destroy us by undemocratic means, because you say we are undemocratic. 40 years. And you're still refusing to accept your neighbor's decision to live in his own house as he wishes. Is that democracy? To punish every country that disagrees with you? Before 1959, you had one policy for Cuba, that we must be exploited. After 1959, you had one policy for Cuba, that we must be destroyed. Is that democracy?
We are proud that we have survived all your attempts to destroy us. So do you think we will give up the revolution now? Do you think I will sell out the revolution for which men and women have sacrificed their lives? Just because your companies demand the right to sell what they like, how they like, and where they like, and then expect your military to support the companies and your CIA to assassinate those who protest against them. Do you think I will sell out the revolution for that? I will never betray the revolution. Even if I was told that 98% of the people in Cuba no longer believed in the revolution, I will continue to fight it. Even if I was told that I was the only one who believed, I would carry on. I would be the sole revolutionary.
Vida.
My brother's staying for dinner.
Hola.
Just in time.
The time is now 8 o'clock, and we have the pleasure of bringing into your homes, once again, the voice of the Orthodox Party, Senator Dr. Eduardo Chivas.
Damas y caballeros, I have talked to you every Sunday through these microphones at CMQ to protect the interests of all the people of Cuba. I will continue to protect those interests for you tonight. People of Cuba, it has come to my attention that Education Minister Arellano Sanchez Arango has diverted 3 million pesos to the construction of his private pleasure palace in Guatemala. 3 million pesos that we, the people of Cuba, so desperately need. Next Sunday night, at this time, I will reveal the documents that bear witness to this mortal crime. Next Sunday night, Minister Sanchez Arango, you will have to answer to the mothers of the children of Cuba. Until then, this is Eddie Chivas, signing off. As always, honor against greed.
Next Sunday, and he brings the whole house down.
They don't kill him first.
Just let them try. Just let them try.
Where did we put the other flyers we had?
We're going to create a human wall around him.
Eddie? I don't have the evidence. It was promised me for tonight.
From who?
Some of Prio's men led me to believe they wanted Arango brought to justice. I thought I could trust them, but they crossed me. They have set me up.
Cancel the broadcast.
How can I? I cannot.
Then what are you going to say? Eddie, listen to me. What are you going to say?
This is Radio CMQ. The time is now 8 o'clock, and we have the pleasure of bringing into your homes, once again, the voice of the Orthodox Party, Senator Dr. Eduardo Chivas.
Despite the constant depredations of Batista, of Carlos Prio, the true sensibility of the Cubano people has not been dulled. Because of our geographical situation and the rich magnitude of our soil, and above all...
What's he doing? Why isn't he coming up with the proof?
He will. Cuba has her place.
He's not even talking about it.
But her destiny must come true. We have had our historical destiny frustrated because of the corruption of our rulers. Ruler after ruler, year after year. We must never again be ruled by this government, corrupt to the bone. Nor must we vote for Batista.
We apologize for the interruption of our transmission. In order to comply with regulations, no political programs must go over its allotted time.
What's going on? He lived for 1,000 years and then gave the rest to the Yankees.
He's of the year, and he doesn't know they cut him off.
Party, people of Cuba, arise! People of Cuba, in the name of economic independence, political liberty, and social justice, wake up! Wake up! Wake up! This is my last knock at your door.
Jesus!
I was in the radio studio. I helped to bring him in. I'm a lawyer. I have been campaigning for him.
Yes, I've heard of you. Natalia Revuelta de Fernández. Can you tell Dr. Fernández that his wife is here, please?
Sí, señora.
Your husband isn't there?
He's a heart specialist. And Eddie is a very good friend of ours. Whatever happens now, Agramonte will take over. I've heard very good things about your work for the Orthodox Party. Perhaps you will give me your address, and I will send you an invitation to dinner with us.
Yes, thank you.
I am very sorry to say that the injuries of Dr. Eduardo Chivas are too severe. He is not going to survive. I cannot give you any more information at this moment. I am sorry. You can come in and see him now.
I am sure we will meet again.
My address?
Yes, thank you.
Making a promise to the people of Cuba, so he took the only honorable way out. The shooting of Eddie Chivas tonight was not suicide. This was murder.
That was Fidel Castro, member of the Chivas campaign team, speaking from inside the hospital tonight.
If you are with us, the only legacy you will leave, it's the new Cuba we are going to create. Is it worth the sacrifice of our private dreams? That is what each of us have to decide right now. In 30 seconds. So, is everybody together?
Yes.
Yes.
Fidel Castro. So you finally needed me.
Yes.
Good. Would you like some coffee?
Yes, please.
My husband's at work.
Can you get pamphlets and flyers published?
Yes, I have good contacts with printers, of course.
And if the pamphlets called for an armed insurrection?
Is that the direction you are now going?
It's the only direction. So, if I gave you some of my writings, can you...
Of course.
Thank you.
And you think you can bring Batista down?
Yes.
How?
I don't know. Yet.
You're taking a big risk if you're going to call for armed insurrection.
If you do not take risks, then nothing happens.
No.
Relax the shoulders, Faustino. So we have a communist with us now. You're just in time.
How are you?
All right. Look, where will Batista expect an attack on his army?
Camp Columbia, absolutely.
Always Havana. So we go to Santiago. Here. Moncada.
The barracks?
We attacked the barracks at dawn, the 26th of July. Just in the middle of Santiago Carnival. I don't have much time. I'm leaving for Santiago in an hour.
Santiago? Why Santiago?
Our plan is to take the Moncada barracks.
Oh, my God. Is it possible?
Of course. We have everything planned. The manifesto. Raúl Gómez García has written it.
Oh, wonderful.
We attacked the barracks at dawn. You are the only person in Havana who knows this. As soon as we are inside and the fort is secure, we will call you. And then you release this manifesto to the radio stations, to the newspapers,
yes,
Bohemia.
To everyone, of
Of course.
Why Moncada?
It has the armory and everything else we need. We can protect the revolution from there, and then it will sweep the country. Everything is planned for an attack at 5:15. In 3 hours and 12 minutes. this moment now is the start of the beginning of the freedom of Cuba. And it is your destiny to be a part of it. Today our movement will triumph. Today, forever, we will be setting an example for the people of Cuba. And from this day, they will pick up our banner and they will move forward to victory with us.
¿Qué pasó?
Don't be afraid. We are not going to hurt you.
Hey, Jesus. Here's the gate. The general's coming. General? Right now? I'll do it. How are you? Hey! 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 You're already up there!
Go, 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 go!
Excuse me. Want to take a ride in Batista's old Cadillac? No, really, really. Let me help you. Where are you going? That book's not going to help you. Let me help you. Come on, I'll take you. No problem. You're going to love the ride. If you like seafood, I could take you to Hemingway's favorite watering hole. Like Floridita. That's where he used to drink his mojitos. It's the best lobster in all of Havana. Really, delicious. They have oysters, turtle. Oh, did you hear that when our great El Papa Fidel, hold on one second, our leader was presented with a Galapagos turtle. He asked, how long does it live? 400 years. Ah, so Fidel hands it back. 400 years! That's the trouble with pets. You get attached to them, and then they die on you. He never dies.
In what city? Havana, Cuba. And what is today's date? And Tracy, what year? Yes, 2001. All right. Now take out your books, please. Today we're going to study the life of Jose Marti. You cannot call yourself a Cubano, any of you, until you know the story of Jose Marti. Jose Marti died fighting for the freedom of Cuba. We have no hospital to take our children. Doctors will not even come here.
The most important thing now for you to do, for all of you now, is to vote. With your vote, I will promise you, promise and promise again, that if you elect me to represent you, I will build hospitals and bring doctors to you.
Too long have promised clean water, hospitals, doctors, but they kept it all for themselves. And what of our freedom and our land? It's only their freedom and their land. Eddie Chivas was going to give Cuba back to us. But the man who carries the fallen torch of Eddie Chivas, who carried with him the hopes for the future, is Roberto Agramonte.
Mirta, Agramonte is 16 points ahead of the Brio party. 16 points. 1 week left. And Batista is so far behind that he might as well go back to his gangster friends in Miami. Agramonte is going to be the next president.
Carlos Brio has fled the island. But until we have cleansed our beloved country of the corruption and crime that are his legacy, free and honest elections cannot possibly take place.
What is it?
What are you doing? I've been trying to phone you.
The phone is not working.
Haven't you heard the radio?
Heard what?
There's been a coup.
A coup?
Batista. The army is back. The police are in the street right now.
Stay here with Fidelito. You will be all right. Where's my shoes?
Here.
Batista won't hurt you if you tell him. You're from the Diaz Ballard family. You have to say that, all right?
Here. Be careful.
Yes. See you.
Fidel Castro?
He's not here. He did not come home last night. I'm Mirta Diaz Ballard.
I'm going to see her today.
Fidel, you know you shouldn't be taking those risks, right?
Yes.
You know your brother-in-law's working for Batista.
Rafael?
He's in charge of his youth organization.
Nothing will ever change here without revolution.
Consider joining the communists.
Communists? They're not interested in revolution. They run away from action. The only way to get rid of Batista and the only way to change things is to create a revolutionary army. And I don't mean a few guys throwing grenades at the government buildings. I mean an army. It's the only way to stop the coups and the corruption forever. How else do we change things? I need you. I need you to do this with me. What do you think?
Sir, excuse me, sir. My name is Abel. Abel Santamaria. I've been wanting to meet you ever since you jumped on the car at the American Embassy. There is a group of us, 20 of us, planning to bring down Batista. Will you meet with us?
What do you mean, bring down?
By any means we can.
Good.
Good.
I believe that now it's the time we can do it. But revolution,
means that we have to be prepared to sacrifice everything. Every one of us has to give up his own private dreams and desires. From this moment on, our only dream and desire is the liberation of Cuba. Nothing else matters to us. How old are you? 26? 28?
22.
Oh my God, 22. Maybe you wonder if you will marry, who you will marry, what it feels like to be a mother. Tonight, you have to tear all that out of your heart. Pedro, you want to grow old and see a long line of sons and grandsons live and prosper. Tonight, if...
Watch this. Come on. Come on, Dad. Come on. Yeah. The crow's nest.
Fidel, Raúl, the sailors are pissing on Jose Marti's statue. Come on!
Hey, Stewie, look at me.
Looking good.
No Jimbo. Hey, Matt, come on up here.
Arturo! Get that one up there. No.
Yeah, me. Take my picture.
Hold on. It's a helmet. Get the picture and go!
Personal apologies for the inexcusable behavior of a half dozen of our boys who frankly had a few too many rum
We don't
and
want our
cokes.
apologies!
Just give us the marineros who did it!
I assure you we do not take lightly the nearly sacred importance to your country of the memory of, Jose Marti. Yes, please try to remember the many years of friendship between our countries and the help we gave you in winning your independence from Spain. Country, our history, the truth. 1898, after 30 years of fighting for our freedom, after Jose Marti, can you say his name now? After Jose Marti and 50,000 of my people, of our people, who have given their lives to be free from the law of Spain, do you know what happened then, Ambassador? Your president, Roosevelt. Yes, we do not forget his name. He stole our independence from us. For history for you, who came out of our war with an empire from the Philippines to Puerto Rico. Shall we tell him?
Yes!
Who's that?
No idea, sir.
Who, for the last 50 years, have seized our land and stolen our sugar and turned us into people who have nothing that is our own because it belongs to you!
Are you all right?
She's fine.
Juzgan cuando yo vuelvo a bailar. Grito con fuerza y es cuando sigo cantando.